Hi, my name is Tanya Welch. I'm the Service Products Technical Consultant for the Aviva Customer First Support Program. This makes me responsible for educating and supporting our customers on the tools and services provided as benefits of Customer First. In this video, we are going to go through a high-level tutorial on how to use Software Asset Manager, also known as SAM. Though once only available to Premium and Elite Customer First subscribers, SAM is now available to all end customers who purchase Customer First, including standard subscribers. We hope that you take advantage of the value that this tool offers to you and your site. If you have not viewed it already, there is another video detailing the process of downloading, installing, and licensing Software Asset Manager. That video should be viewed prior to watching this tutorial. Let's get started. On this machine, I have installed, licensed, and launched Software Asset Manager. On the first launch of SAM, I am brought to the Get Your Site data page. This page is for loading your site's metadata into the SAM database. If my SAM client machine has a connection to the internet, I can simply input my GCS Knowledge and Support website credentials to download metadata from the Aviva secure servers directly over the internet. If my SAM client machine is offline, however, I would instead go to the GCS website and download the metadata manually from the SAM page. Then I would drop that file onto the desktop of the machine, select it, and then click Synchronize. In our example, we are going to use the online method to get our metadata. I'm using the credentials of Richard Carolyn, who is an employee of the fictional enterprise company WonderBrew. WonderBrew has many sites, but Richard works specifically for the O'Druls of Dublin site. Once the metadata is loaded, the Available Sites page is displayed. Here I can see all of the sites in the WonderBrew company, including O'Druls of Dublin. The fact that many other sites show means that WonderBrew has an enterprise customer first contract. I can work with just one or all of these sites. If I work with multiple sites, I can not only compare the information collected from my machine to my site's metadata, but I can also compare information across sites, which is a very valuable feature of SAM. For demonstration purposes, today we will only work with O'Druls of Dublin. On selecting O'Druls of Dublin, I am brought to the main work area for Software Asset Manager. I can see the site name at the top of the tree view menu at left. Now I want to run an inventory of the licenses, software, and security updates on each of the machines at my site. To do this, I have to first create at least one system, and then identify machines under that system. A system is nothing more than a logical grouping of machines. Machines can be grouped by geographical location, process stage, or whatever grouping is most sensible to you. For example, if I want to group WonderBrew's machines by process stage, I may have groups like mixing, brewing, bottling, and so on. I am just going to create one system today and call it brewing. I input brewing in the system name field. Now I must provide administrator level credentials for the system. This should be an administrator account that exists on all of the machines that I eventually group under this system, because each machine will inherit these credentials. Note, however, that I can override the credentials on the machine level, as we will see later in the tutorial. I can provide a description for my system if I wish. The Deploy Path field is for identifying the location to which I want to deploy software updates once I have downloaded those updates through the SAM client. This path will also be inherited by each machine grouped under the system, and, like the administrator credentials, can be overridden. Now that I've created my system, I need to identify and group machines under the system. The easiest and most efficient way to add machines to my system is to use the Discover Machines tool. This tool allows you to search across your network for machines based on an IP range, domain name, or subnet. Or if you have an Excel list of your machines, you can simply upload the list. We are going to do a machine discovery using an IP range. Once again, I need to input administrator level credentials that will apply to the machines I'm going to discover. Under Start IP and End IP, I can specify the range of IP addresses to search. Note that I can input multiple ranges if desired. Once the IP range information is provided, click Next, and then click Start. At this point, Software Asset Manager will reach out across the network and attempt to locate and connect to all of the machines in the range. I can view the progress of this discovery action in the task list. Once discovery is complete, I am presented with a list of machines. Machines that say access denied are likely machines for which the credentials I provided are not valid. If I sort the machines, I can see those to which Sam was able to connect successfully. A cursory inventory was also done to see if any Wonderware, SciTech, or Ampla software is even installed on the machine. Now I can simply select and drag and drop the machines under my system. I have completed the Discover Machines process and can click Finish. Machines can also be identified one by one manually by selecting Add Machine. In this dialog, I can specify either the machine name or the machine IP address. If the administrator credentials I provided on the system apply to the machine, I can leave the username and password fields blank, or I can override the system by inputting new credentials. These fields are for tracking additional information on each machine should I decide to do so. The product deploy path information is inherited from the system, so I can leave it blank or override it with a different deploy path. One more option you have for adding machines is to use the offline utility. This utility is for adding machines that the SAM client machine cannot reach over the network. I'm not going to demonstrate use of the offline utility in this video. However, I will tell you that it's a simple process of initializing a USB drive to host a small utility, taking that drive to each offline machine and running the utility, and then letting the utility capture software and license inventory. You then take the USB drive back to the SAM client and upload the information to view alongside that information collected from all of your networked machines. Once I've added all of the machines I want to include in my asset assessment, the next step is to check connectivity. I can check connectivity on the site level, the system level, or even on individual machines. In this example, I'm going to detect connectivity on the system level. So I select the system and then under Check Connectivity, click Start. We can tell by the 100% bar here that I successfully connected to each machine. If for some reason I had not successfully connected, I could open the Diagnose dialog and get information on why I failed to connect. Now I can move on to the Detect. I select my system and then click Start. When doing a Detect, SAM connects to each of the machines in the system and does an inventory of all software and licenses. Again, I can view the progress of the Detect action in the task list. Upon completion, I can now switch through these tabs to view the software and licenses found. Installed products by node, installed patches and service packs, installed licenses, these are legacy licenses, and installed activation-based licenses. The main work of SAM is now done. If I switch to the Assess tab, I can see a comparison between the versions of software installed on each machine versus any later versions available. This lets me know if I'm running the most up-to-date version of each product. I can also see when newer versions were released and other useful information. If I have found that some of my software is outdated, I can go to the Acquire tab and select new updates to download. After selecting the desired updates, I simply click Get Updates. You will want to do downloads at a time when the machine is not in use for any other critical processes, as it may take some time. Once I've downloaded updates, I can then go to the Deploy tab to deploy those updates to the machines that need them. Again, deployment only transfers the installation files to the machine. An actual install is not done until setup is launched manually on the machine. Select the updates and click Deliver Updates. You will have to verify that there is enough space for the files on the machines to which you're deploying. And now complete. Now I can move on to viewing the reports SAM has created for my site. There are 21 different reports you can use to get a full picture of your assets. We are not going to look at all of the reports, but I will show you a few. The Product Inventory Report presents a list sorted by machines of all the Wonderware, SciTech, and Ampla products found. Under the Legacy License Report section, I can view reports on licenses that are duplicated across multiple machines. I can view reports on licenses that do not belong to the site. Sometimes these are system integrator licenses that have been left behind, or even temporary licenses that may shut down your production system once they expire. I can also view unutilized licenses. These are licenses that are owned by the site and could be in use, but were not found on any machine. Under activation-based licenses, I can view all of the activation licenses, and I can also view any variants. There's a wealth of other useful information in all of these reports. Using the Export Options menu, I can export individual reports. If I select Current, the report showing on the screen will be exported. I can also export groups of reports and even all reports. Then I can store the information and, after running inventories on a later date, keep track of the changes that have been made in my assets. And that concludes our demonstration and short tutorial of Software Asset Manager. Remember, as long as you are a Customer First subscriber, you have access to this handy tool for managing your assets. Should you use Software Asset Manager and need assistance, please reach out to your distributor. Thank you very much for viewing this video.